Got to admit defeat. The fit is not good. We start off with the little Mazda MX-5 and we start to get the rust all repaired, cleaned up and ready for a treatment to get this painted and sealed all up, get the panel all fitted in, and then we can look to actually get this welded up. Once the panel's fitting nicely, we then are going to get all of that bare metal painted with a sealer. Mazda build, about as far as I can go. I've done a little bit more on the rust. So the rust is all cleaned up and we're just waiting for a protective coating to go on there that sort of turns the rust into a solid state, but it also then locks the metal away so that it can't rust in the future, so it shouldn't create any more issues there in the future. Then pretty much all cut out, ready to put the complete panel in there, hopefully, as you saw. Started to now strip the interior out so we can give the interior a good clean and then just a service, and that is hopefully, once this bit of rust and there's a little bit on the other side is done, we can get it in for MOT. We've got the brakes to bleed, that might be coming up next time. And hopefully we're not a million miles away. It's more just sort of getting everything done, finished to the way that we want then. Back onto the hood. So when I'm now, I've locked the hood back into position, the convertible top, and messing with the windows, and locked the roof back in, and I've just got a constant red flashing light on the power button. Everything that I seem to come to at the minute is a bigger problem than what I thought, not an easy fix at all. Now, to get the lid off, I've undone the little Allen key, so the actual top is undone. Now there's a little cover in the back that you pull, but also what I'd noticed, that back window is supposed to retract down. Now if it's not, hidden in the toolbox is this little Allen key, and then inside the back here there's a little cover, and we can remove that cover, and that reveals this little section here that we can then put an Allen key through. And then what's supposed to happen is I'm supposed to just be able to turn this, and it's supposed to turn the motor by manually turning it, and it is solid, which is hence why we've got an issue with the power hood working. I don't think it's a fuse or anything like that. I think this back window is completely jammed. Now, turns out that in order to get to our motor to be able to replace or fix or find out what the issue is, we need to be able to get that window down to be able to remove the hood, to be able to get to everything, to be able to access that motor. So if that window is jammed and won't move, and I can't remove the hood, I can't get to the motor, and I can't fix the issue. So I'm back to the drawing board. So to remove the back seats, and actually I'll take these out completely because then I can give them a bit better clean. You just pull up on the little clips, and then they should just come out like this, and then it reveals two 10mm nuts underneath, which I'll show you next. That then reveals two 10mm nuts. So we've got one this side. So we've got one this side. There's just a nut at the bottom of the seatbelt, so I could remove that and then feed the seatbelt through, but actually I don't know whether I need to. We'll see. The headrests. Now, to get the headrest off, the roof really needs to be removed. So, see if we can do it. See if I've got a bar or something. Gosh, this one side is starting to come out. This side. Right, hopefully, there you go. So they're just little sort of clicky bits. Now if I'd got the roof off, I could have obviously given them a real good pull, but with not having the roof off, I can't get in to do that, so it is literally just trying to get something in to lever them up and pop them out like so. Hopefully now allows me to manoeuvre that now. This now gives me access so I can remove all the back panels, and hopefully this is going to give me access to that motor that is going to allow me to try and figure out what's going on. Is it that the motor's stuck? Is it just not working? What's going on? Oh, there we go, it's moving. It's moving. So, that moved. That wouldn't move before. Look at that. It's going, it's going, it's going. Why on earth that's just decided to start going, I don't know. But it has. Right. It won't move again. Now, as quickly as it started to work, it stopped working again even quicker. For whatever reason, it just jammed completely back up again. But I had got it moving. It did go to begin with, but for whatever reason now, I just cannot get it to move. So I thought, well, actually, let's just give it a go.
Oh, yes! Yes! Get in! Finally, something actually fits. Oh, that's amazing.
Back seat back in. I'll give these a good clean before I put the base back in and try and get the base all cleaned up. But we can now start to put everything back in. So we've got some 8mm either side, one each side, and then all the rest of these are just little black push fittings, a little trim that goes on at the very end, and then obviously our headrests hold the tops of our seats in. In the bottoms of the seats there's just one 10mm, and just the little covers, then there's 3 little screws in those that come off, and that then doesn't actually give us access to anything. I didn't need to move any of that at all. So a bit of a pointless exercise removing all of that, but I don't know whether moving that helped move the window. I honestly don't know why that window started to sometimes move, sometimes it wouldn't, but whatever it was, it seems to be okay again now, so I'll take it. I'm happy with that. So back together for this lot, give it a bit of a clean. And that's one thing off the list, thankfully. And then we're just looking back at sort of trying to see if we can see an oil leak at the front now, where that's coming from. Diagnose that. That's another job off the list then, if we can diagnose what that is and how to fix that oil leak. And then we've just got a couple of sensors or wiring issues or power supplies or module issues. And we're getting there slowly. And that is the back, all back together again. And hopefully our roof issue sorted. So by actually getting all that stripped out, it's let me get all those seats all cleaned up a little bit better and a little bit nicer. So just the front section now to sort of try and clean. We'll give that hood a bit more of a check. Time to weld the panel back in on the little Mazda. So we're going to try to get everything all lined up, start putting a few tack welds in and see whether it fits. Never done it before, so a bit of a learn as we go along. You can now see the black paint, so that is the rust preventative paint that sort of seals and stops any issues later on, and this now allows me to start getting that panel welded in. First tack in place, and just trying to figure out whether it sort of lines up, works or not. And then the thing is, once I've got the first tack in, I can then work along, try and get the next tack in. I suppose I can look down the line, see whether it looks right or not. So far, I think it does. This in here, got it. So that bit's got to sort of push in. If I can tack right in the middle of there now and then try and pull this panel back out again at the top to try and line up this top section, and then work the panel into fit. So top section just tacked in along, all feels nice. I've now got to start just pushing this panel in. I might just have to take a little bit more out of this edge, but so far so good, and then we can start trying to get the bottom pushed in and lined up, and then we can worry about the back edge afterwards. Got to admit defeat. The panel seems to have gone in okay, but actually the fit is not good. So where I'd done the bottom part of the repair on here, I'd layered in a piece underneath that sort of came over, and that now is holding out this bottom edge too far out, that's then pushing this panel gap here out. But also what's happened, I could probably fix that not too badly, but here I've lost the flow of the wing. So whereas this used to be quite nice and rounded, the new panel just hasn't sort of rounded at all. It stayed quite flat. I was hoping as I tack this in and push this around, it would follow the line, but it's not. So I think I need to hand it over to somebody who knows what they're doing. So I'm literally just going to fill it in, get it looking somewhere near, put some paint on it, put a couple of little tacks in just to hold the panel in. It's going to need a new panel. This panel just doesn't seem to want to fit nicely. It's just not following the lines. So I think get it filled in, patched up, bit of paint on there, get it MOT'd, and then at some point I think we're just going to have a proper repair done by somebody who knows what they're doing and not some dipstick like me. So yeah, bit of a fail, but at least we've had a go. And if you're thinking about having a go and you're trying to sort of pull in the panel up here, let somebody know, unless you're really good at metal work and body work and you know what you're doing. I don't want to, I could potentially just fill this in with filler, but I don't want it full of filler. I want it nice and sort of as it should be. So yeah, hand it over to the professionals. But it should get it through the MOT without any sort of major issues. So I'll get it just sort of patched in, looking decent for the minute, and then we can have this repaired properly. And I think the rest of the car is really good, so it's not worth leaving it looking rubbish. And as I say, I don't want to just fill it with filler, and I'd rather it be right. So yeah, not worked out great, unfortunately.